Gittin, Perek Gimel, Mishnah Chet. We're going to learn the last of our Mishnayot on the idea of chazaka. On the idea that something is the way that it was always, the way that it was until you know otherwise. So we learned in the last Mishnah what happens if a person gave money to a Kohen, he lent him money on the assumption that he's going to pay himself back from Truma. He's going to sell the Truma and keep the money. So we said you can assume that the chazaka is that the guy's still alive, but you can continue to do that even though you haven't seen him in a while, you live far away, whatever. Mishnah says, Hameniach perot, liot mafrish alehem truma u'ma'asrot. So you have, you have produce. This is not relevant nowadays, but it was relevant, not so long ago. You would go to the shuk, and then you would buy. People wouldn't always be mafrish, designate trumot u'ma'asrot. So live in Israel, I go to the shuk in Ashdod, and nowadays you go to most shuk, and they always have a tiudah. They already took off trumot u'ma'asrot, but it wasn't always that way. You go and you would buy the produce and have to be mafrish, trumot, and ma'asrot. So this guy has an idea. He says, listen, I don't want to always separate trumot and ma'asrot with what I have. I then have to take it and give it to the Kohen. I'm gonna take a bunch of oranges and say, designate, this will be for trumot and ma'asrot. Leave it in my pantry. And then every time I go out and buy an orange, I say, okay, the truma that I have here, the truma that I'm having here is going to be designated from that basket of oranges in my house. Okay, so the question is, that's what I want to do. That's the trick that I want to do. Now, the Kahati notes, the Bartanura doesn't talk about this, but the Kahati notes that halachically, the Trumot and Maasot have to be, I'll write it for you. We learned this in Hachot in the Masechet Trumot. Trumot and Maasot have to be, let me see if I can, it has to be min, that's in English, min ha-mukaf. Min ha-mukaf, it has to be from right next to the Trumot. I can't really do that. So how come the Mishnah says that this works? How come it's not that doesn't have to be min hamukaf? He said that, and we learned that in Masechet Chala. He says here it's talking about erev Shabbat and Yom Tov because it's pressure. So this guy knows he's not going to have time to do it. So it's a certain kula b'di avad. You're allowed to. It works even if you don't do it min hamukaf. So that's what this case is talking about. But that's not really the point. The point is we're trying to show that you can rely on the chazakah. So you set fruit aside, you put it in your pantry, or you left it at home, or whatever. Ma'ot, liot mafrish le'em ma'aser sheni. You took money, you took these shekels. I happen to have shekels here. And you said, okay, this money I'm going to leave in my drawer, and I'm going to designate ma'aser sheni, that I have to take ma'aser sheni, I have to take produce to Yerushalayim, that money will be ma'aser sheni. So Mishnah says, mafrish alehem bechezkat shehem kayamim. So I am allowed to designate alehem on this produce, or on this money, with the chazakah, with the assumption that that they're still in existence, that the money's still there, that my kids didn't go and take it for a bus or whatever. Okay, and therefore, the hafrasha that I do, the designation that I do, that's fine. I can eat the produce. Im avdu. So now I go back, right, and I check the money, and I go oh, hey, where's my maaser sheni money? And my son says, oh, I use that for the bus. Okay, I raise that, so I don't know. Avdu, they're lost. I don't know where the money is. I raise a choshesh me'et le'eti. Very Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua. I have to be concerned, me'et le'et. 8 le'et for a 24-hour period. I mean, if I go and find it's gone, so I have to worry, Shabadkan u'metza'an avudin, when they're lost, Choshei shema me'etmo, from yesterday, be'et hazot, avdu. I have to go 24 hours back. And therefore, im asan ma'aser toch me'et le'et, al perot achirim, if I did ma'aser and other produce in that 24-hour period, tzarich la'afrish aleim misafek. I have to designate misafek because I don't know when that money was lost. I don't know who took it, when it was taken. More than that, I don't have to worry. Rather, you rely on the chazaka. So that's the halacha. That's the din of me'et le'et. That's the position of Rabbi Eliezer ben Shamua. Chaverav, the Kahati says, Bartuna doesn't quote this, which is interesting. The Kahati says that other chachamim felt no. That you can't rely only 8 le'et, that you have to go back and designate misafek from the Gemara says, from the last time that you knew that it was there. So if it's not 24 hours, 24 hours is an arbitrary period. Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua is an individual opinion. Other chachamim said, no, it's not me'et le'et, it's not 24 hours, but it's go back from the last time. When's the last time you saw that money? You have to go all the way back and redesignate trumot or ma'asrot on all the produce that you used for that money. Rabbi Yehuda says, what if it was wine? V'shlosha prakim bodkin et hayayin. Let's say I designated wine for exactly this period to be mashvi shalav. So what are you worried about in wine? That it went sour. So he says you have to check it 3 times during the year to check that it didn't go sour. Bikadim shel motzei hachag. Chag is Sukkot. Kadim is menashevet ruach kadim, the eastern wind, when the wind picks up after Sukkot. Ubehotzat smadar, when it begins to flower, when the grapevines begin to flower. Ubishat knisat mayim baboser, and when liquid water enters into the boser. So the Bartenura gives the first explanation. He says is when the grapes become the size of a pulavan, a small bean, because that's when the liquid, when it starts becoming a little bit more voluminous. So those are the 3 times you have to check to make sure, because they felt those are the 3 times during the year that the wine became sour. So you have to check to make sure the wine is still not sour, and you can designate truma on that wine for all the other wine that you're producing in your wine press. Okay, that's the idea of chazakah, the idea of establishing something on its chazakah, assuming something is the way it was until you know otherwise. It's obviously very complicated, but there's a Mishnah here. So if you want to know more, there's always more information to learn. You can email me at arspolter@gmail.com. I'll dedicate our learning to remember my father, Harav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.